The old man sat at the corner booth of Miller's Diner like he always did, hat tipped low, black coffee steaming, and fingers trembling slightly with age. His name was Harold Knox, though most people in the small town just called him Sergeant. The patches on his faded jacket spoke volumes. Vietnam, Bronze Star, honorably discharged. But years had faded his fame, and time had dulled the shine of his service. That morning it was unusually quiet until the roar of motorcycles shattered the calm. Three bikers pulled into the parking lot, their engines growling like wolves hungry for trouble. One of them, broad-shouldered, mean-eyed, and dripping with arrogance, kicked open the diner door like he owned the place. Harold didn't flinch. He never did. The biker gang swaggered in, their presence swallowing the room's warmth. The leader, a man known as Rex, spotted Harold sitting alone. Something about the way the old man carried himself must have triggered the worst in him. Maybe it was Harold's still proud posture. Maybe it was the military patches that reminded him of authority. Or maybe it was just because bullies need someone weaker to bleed. Rex walked up and stood by Harold's booth, his crew chuckling behind him. "Hey, Grandpa," he sneered. "That's your war costume? Or are you just trying to get free coffee?" Harold didn't answer. He just looked up with calm eyes, aged and steady. Rex didn't like that silence. "I said, are you deaf or just too old to talk?" Rex barked. Still nothing. Rex reached over, grabbed Harold's coffee mug, and poured it slowly across the table. "Oops!" That's when Harold stood, slowly, purposefully. He looked Rex dead in the eye and said just one sentence. "You've got no idea what respect is, son." Wrong move. Rex shoved him back. The old veteran staggered and fell hard against the edge of the booth. The entire diner gasped. One of the waitresses cried out, "Call 911!" But Harold, proud to his bones, raised a hand. "Don't," he said firmly. "I'm fine." The bikers laughed. "You're not fine, old man," Rex grinned. "You're broken and forgotten." And with that, they strutted out, laughter echoing behind them like a trail of smoke. What they didn't notice was the young man standing by the payphone near the entrance. Tall, quietly built, lean muscle under civilian clothes. He had walked in moments before the shove happened. He had seen it all. And he wasn't just any man. His name was Caleb Knox, Harold's grandson. And he was home for the first time in 4 years. Harold hadn't seen him walk in yet, but Caleb saw everything. As the door swung shut behind the bikers, Caleb walked over slowly to his grandfather, helping him up with both hands. Strong, gentle, firm. Harold blinked, surprised. "Caleb." "Yes, sir," Caleb said quietly. "I came back for you." There was no need to explain. They understood each other like veterans from different wars often do. But Caleb's eyes were fire now. Controlled, trained fire. He turned to the waitress. "Where do they hang out?" She hesitated, eyes wide. "The Broken Horn, just outside town." Caleb nodded. "Thank you." He walked out without a word. No shouting, no anger, just a steady purpose that sent chills through anyone watching. The Broken Horn was a grimy roadside bar, known more for broken pool tables and worse attitudes. The sun hadn't even set yet, but inside it was already chaos. Rex and his gang were downing beers and bragging about some crusty old soldier they put in his place. That's when the door opened. Caleb stepped inside. He didn't wear a uniform, but he didn't need to. The air shifted the moment he walked in. Something about the way he held his shoulders, the quiet danger, the patience of a hunter. Rex didn't recognize him. Not yet. "Lost, pretty boy?" One of the bikers laughed. Caleb said nothing. He walked to the bar, stood just a few feet from Rex, and finally spoke. "You shoved an old man today." Rex scoffed. "Yeah? He in your knitting club?" "He's my grandfather," Caleb replied. Silence fell. One of the bartenders froze, beer tap still flowing. Rex turned to face him fully. "Oh yeah? What are you going to do? Read me a bedtime story?" Caleb's voice dropped to a calm, hard whisper. "I'm Navy SEAL, deployed 4 times. Last time we pulled a child out of a collapsed school with mortar fire overhead. I've buried teammates, and I've seen men like you. Loud, empty, and weak." The room tightened. "You touched the wrong man," Caleb added, "and I'm here to collect the respect you owe him." Rex tried to laugh it off. "This ain't a movie, soldier boy." "No, Caleb replied. This is justice. Rex lunged, fist raised, but Caleb was faster. In 2 seconds flat, Rex was on the ground, face planted into the sticky bar floor, arm twisted back in a lock that made him scream. His other hand had already been kicked away, disarmed before it moved. Caleb didn't strike again. He didn't need to. The gang stood frozen, unsure whether to step in or step back. Apologize, Caleb said. Rex wheezed. Screw you. Caleb applied just enough pressure to make a rib pop. Apologize to the man who wore a uniform while you were still peeing the bed. I'm sorry, Rex yelled. I'm sorry. Caleb stood. He adjusted his sleeves and looked at the others. Tell everyone what happened here. Tell them Harold Knox still stands tall, and that if anyone lays a hand on him again, they'll have me to answer to. Then he walked out, calm, straight, without looking back. The next morning, Harold sat in the same booth, sipping a fresh cup of coffee. The waitress brought him a slice of pie. On the house. The door opened. Caleb walked in again, this time with a slight smile. Thought you might come by, Harold said. I wasn't going to, Caleb said, but some things you don't walk away from. Harold looked at him carefully. You didn't hurt anyone too bad, I hope. Just their pride, Harold chuckled softly. That's the worst wound of all. They sat in silence for a moment. Then Harold said, You're staying? Caleb nodded. I think it's time. Outside, a biker rode past the diner, but didn't stop. He glanced in and saw the old man and the soldier sitting side by side. He didn't need to be told what had happened. Some reputations are earned in war, others are built in silence, but sometimes they collide in one perfect moment, where justice walks in wearing calm eyes and the heart of a warrior. And from that day forward, no one ever dared raise a hand to Sergeant Harold Knox again. Because in that town, everyone knew, the old soldier might have slowed down, but his grandson, he was the storm.